Welcome back to the Seriously Don't Do That podcast. I'm your host, Dan Griffith, president of Grow with Dan. And tonight's DDT is probably the most obvious that we've ever had. And that is, don't do work for free. Good evening, David.
Good evening. Isn't that kind of like brush your teeth or eat your vegetables? Pretty much everyone knows this.
Yeah, you would think that. And I think that's one of these things that we all know in concept, but in practice, growing companies struggle with this a lot. I'll give you an example. Company that I came in to consult with was working with a Fortune 10 financial institution. The company that I was consulting with was very small, and this large company asked them to do a fairly large body of work for them for free with the hope that they would buy something later on. And so the company that I came in to consult with had spent almost 9 months working on a project. Like I said, probably up over $100,000 in man hours. And as we were trying to round the corner to make this work pay for itself, we found out that there was never any intention to buy anything. And so they had wasted a lot of time, effort, money, man hours on a project that was never going to come to fruition because they did work for free.
This seems kind of implausible. Does it happen a lot?
Believe it or not, David, it happens all the time. Many times when a smaller company is trying to do business with a larger company, but I've also seen it happen just as much between two smaller companies. When you do something for free or for nothing in return, and I would say doing it for free doesn't necessarily mean, when you do something for pay, it doesn't necessarily always mean money. It could be time. It could be something else done in lieu of that. But there's no value when you do something for free in it for the other party, nor is there any risk. The whole concept of business is about mitigating and sharing risk. And whether it's titled a proof of concept or a sample or a trial run, if your company is putting in time and dollars into something for a potential customer, there has to be something of value exchanged.
I'm guessing we're going to get some hate mail on this. Do you care to comment before it comes in?
Yeah, I think we will. And it's a tough topic for small companies because it's hard to say no when a prospect asks you to do something for free, especially when they're dangling a large contract or the prospect of a large sale. And then, of course, the flip side of that, which is potentially losing a sale, and founders, small companies are coerced into doing it. And it makes it even worse when there's not a whole lot of other deals out there. Matter of fact, sometimes it might be the only deal in the pipeline. But I can tell you from 30 years of experience, when you do something or give away something for nothing, you don't win the sale. It is, I cannot really honestly think of one time when that worked out well, when there was nothing exchanged. The obverse is also true. When you charge or get something in return for work, you almost always win because there is that shared investment. And, it doesn't necessarily have to be a large amount of money, but when there's not shared investment with something being rendered, it's not a win-win, and it never ends up in a win-win. So, yeah, David, I think we'll get some hate mail on that from people, either people that always are trying to get something for free, which I really don't care what they think, but it also could be from people that are offering something free and hoping to get something in return, and may honestly be feeling the pain of that. But as always, I'm glad to talk to folks about that. Send on your hate mail, even if you don't like how shiny my head is. That's okay. We might put David on some night because he's got a nice full head of hair, and then you can criticize him for a little while. But probably enough for tonight, David. So we'll move on to next week, and I'll wish our viewers to be well and grow. This week on the Seriously Don't Do That podcast, we're going to talk about hiring and why you shouldn't just hire talent, but you should also develop it.